Ben Carson here with a potentially life-saving message. I may be a retired neurosurgeon, but trying to help save lives is something I'll never stop doing. Every year, this world loses around 5,000 lives that could have been saved from choking accidents. That's why I've partnered with LifeVac, a company based right here in the USA. It's simple to use, can be used on adults and children, plus it's guaranteed for life. Most importantly, if you ever have to use it in an emergency, they replace it for free. Join me on my mission to ensure every home, business, restaurant, and school in this country has a LifeVac. Go to the lifevac.net and order your very own life-saving device today. Thank you.
Man, I love that guy.
Gotta love Dr. Ben Carson. And welcome back to In the Arena. My name is Rick Thatcher, along with Pat O'Rourke. We've been talking with Mr. Eric Bannigan of the UK, and of course, Arthur Lee, CEO and inventor of LifeVac. And this segment I look forward to each week. It's when we check in with Mr. 3000, Ray Priebe, Cape Coral, Florida. Is he there? Fantastic. Ray Priebe.
Hey, coming to you from the great outdoors here in sunny South Florida, coming to you from Mariner High School, where your Ida Baker Bulldogs, where my son is currently playing football, taking on Mariner High.
Oh, my goodness. Pat, do you have money?
Go Bulldogs.
We
Yes.
got money on
I got
that?
Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
What's
That's right. That's right. So good evening, all you LifeVackers out there. You know, it's a beautiful day to share these wonderful numbers with you. Bobby, do we have a screen?
Bobby rolling in total live saves with LifeVac. 4,761 live saves. Of which 2,905 saves. And then the
Yes, sir. Those are some great numbers right there. And just to throw some more numbers out there, it's been 340 days since I saved my little girl using the LifeVac, and that is 1,671 saves in 340 days. I mean, folks, if you do, I'm going to say it until I'm blue in the face. Get a LifeVac. Get a LifeVac. Get a LifeVac.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How often do you pinch yourself?
I just got to chill. I mean, I think the thrill is even greater because he saved his daughter.
Right.
So we're not promoting it. He's not some guy that we hired or AI. It comes from his heart, and he doesn't get paid. He's at his son's football game, and he's with us today to try and spread the word to save people like he saved his daughter.
And I will be here every single week as long as I can be, because, again, like you said, Arthur, I saved my daughter. If it was not for this device, my daughter would not be here.
Right. And if anyone was wondering why we call you Mr. 3K, it was the 3,000th save using a LifeVac. That's reported. And
that's reported. 3,000th reported save, which we know we have confirmation that there has been countless unreported saves with this device.
Yeah, and that's the Godwink part where we get that gift. We walk in there. I've been there. Hey, I used it to save my daughter. I'm like, what? Did you report it? No. And then, you know what? I'm like, okay, I'll take that as my little gift for that, and that's fine.
Exactly.
We want them reported, but who cares? Those are the ones that are the gift to the world.
And speaking of saves, I have an amazing highlight that I was just looking over. Amazing. A 1-year-old girl from Pennsylvania choked on a Dorito, resulting in total obstruction. Parents performed choking protocol, which failed. LifeVac was used 2 times and successfully dislodged the food. She found her older brother, Chips, on the floor, and unknowingly was completely silent, turning blue and purple. We used the LifeVac to save her life. We were thankful to have it on hand. We have been lucky enough not to have to use it on our first child, but always have it around just in case. Using the LifeVac, she is 100% sure it saved her life. I mean, that's straight from the mother's mouth right there. Again, another child, another 1-year-old that has the ability to live the rest of her life because of LifeVac.
Oh, perfectly put, Ray. You know that she's almost the one that listens to your closing speech. Right?
Does it say? In the case?
His closing speech?
His saying.
Oh, not yet.
My closing speech. God, what is it that I say? LifeVac. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. The life you save could be your own, could be your child, could be a stranger. Who knows the life you could save?
Yay!
Whoa, an air horn in play.
I love you guys. Hey, I love you guys. God bless, and get a life back.
Go Austin.
Kick off.
Thank
Go
you,
get
Ray.
him.
Go Bulldogs.
Go get him, Ray. It's so great. I love to hear, all the details of these stories. It's heart-wrenching when you get beyond just the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those stories bring him very much to life, and the beauty of it is he picks one of them. I mean, we have a bunch.
They're all
and
heart-wrenching. Yep.
for him to be able to say, and this one,
Yeah.
one would be a miracle. One would be a great thing,
Yeah.
and he has to pick. And Pat just were always working his numbers, trying to guess.
I was way off, way higher.
Yeah,
46 saves this week.
What a freaking
Nice.
great life
Mm.
that we get.
You
to
could have a
sit
top
here.
10 every week. You're really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how.
Oh, yeah.
They're all important. Yep.
You could.
The
But
question
then,
is, do we have
the
time for it?
blabbermouth Eric Banning would never get to talk.
Yap, yap.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Eric, how is it hearing from Ray Preby? You never met, obviously is connected in the LifeVac family. What's it like putting a name to the face
No,
or a face to the name? I got to get that straight.
no, it's great seeing it. Whenever even when I see a phone coming back saying to Art State, it still gets you.
Yeah.
On
Every
your
time it gets
forms, do you get any like a paragraph ever?
Yeah,
You do.
yeah. And reading the story on it and things like that, it's great. And they're all, most of them, they're appreciative of it, especially when it's families,
Yeah.
when it's care homes and things like that. It's
More of a
But,
form.
yeah, we've had to do this. But the families, they near enough do an essay for you.
I
Yeah.
think, some of them, I've read 4,700 of them that they really hit you
Mhm.
because they do put their emotion into it. And a lot of times they'll write, I couldn't do it for a month. I couldn't rethink about it for a month, scariest moment of my life.
Mhm.
I'm traumatized, but I only reported it from 6 months ago because I could finally talk about it. And that hits you about, when you say 4,000, it's a number. When they say my kid was blue and I was, you start to get that feeling of, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you can totally understand when they say it took me a while, right? Or
Yeah. The simple fact is it does not get old. It
No.
gets more emotional
Well,
because it's building.
It's never old for them. It's
good
new
point.
for them, and that's what it is. We're going along saying, yeah, we've done this, and,
Yeah.
and we should celebrate it.
Yeah.
But they're celebrating
The
a
first
million
time,
times
the only
more,
time. Yeah.
and that's the main thing for them.
Yeah, we didn't see her tonight, but when you see Maya Preby, Ray's daughter, on with him and realize the whole reason for him being there
Mhm.
is
Well,
right there. And she's still
like
there. And
she's
a
like a little
ball of
tornado.
fire.
She'll like come flying across, and yeah, she did a Pete Rose slide across the whole saves when they were.
Yeah.
Kid's a lunatic.
Even the strongest guys. We know a Marine, and now he's
Yeah.
a
Tim Weiss.
Chicago firefighter.
Tim Weiss.
Chokes up every time he tells a story, and he's been trained to do this. And they needed to save his daughter in their kitchen, and he gets choked up every time he tells the story.
And
Yeah.
watching that to me is another one where it's a visualization of this big, strong person that's been in hell and talking about his little daughter almost dying makes him cry. You probably couldn't make that guy cry. Hit him in the head with a 2x4, set him on fire. He wouldn't care less.
But get him to talk about his daughter and
Correct.
LifeVac saving her.
Yeah.
And he wells up.
Toughest
Mhm.
guy in the world.
And he in turn, I'm not embarrassed to say, when he told me the story for the first time, it's emotional.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, conversations like this remind us that real change doesn't just happen in boardrooms. It happens in kitchens, classrooms, and care homes, where a single device can make the difference between life and loss. A huge thank you to Eric Bannigan of LifeVac UK and Darren Brett of LifeVac Canada for sharing their mission and their passion. If today's episode moved you, share it with someone you love because awareness saves lives. And remember, in the arena, it's not about watching from the sidelines. It's about stepping in, taking action, and making a difference. Gentlemen, thank you so much for
Well
tonight.
done, Patrick.
And Mike Rowe,
take
take
us
us out.
away.
It's no joke when you choke, so get LifeVac and live. Without breath, there'll be death. So get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live. Get LifeVac and live.
LifeVac and live.
until we're on set.
Hey, everyone. Every year, lives are lost in an instant. A choking emergency at the dinner table, in a school, or at a care home. But thanks to LifeVac, those stories can end differently, with breath restored, tears of relief, and lives saved. Today, we're joined by two leaders carrying that mission across the globe, Eric Bannigan of LifeVac UK and Darren Brett of LifeVac Canada. Their work is proof that one device, hold the applause. Their work is proof that one device in the right hands can turn tragedy into triumph. And my name is Rick Fatcher, along with Pat O'Rourke, CEO, inventor of LifeVac, Arthur Lee, and we are joined by Mr. Eric Bannigan of LifeVac UK. And it's so great to see you in studio. You refused the StreamYard link. You could have stayed home and
In
just
the UK?
dealt with dealt with the time difference.
Yeah,
But you
he
came
flew
in.
for the show.
Fantastic.
That's how big the
That's
show
dedication.
is getting, folks. We're
Yeah.
getting international. Did you come in the private jet or did you go commercial?
Not this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or commercial. All right, good for you.
Yeah. But fantastic to have you in person. We've talked a few times via Zoom or StreamYard, but it's so great to have you over here with your lovely daughter.
Now we can understand what the show's about. Since
Yes.
no one understands what the show's
It's international
about.
night.
It is international night, but we've always kind of built them off the book, and it's not about the book. It's about the thoughts that generate from the book, right? So I asked you to pull two quotes.
I got 'em.
I thought that let's go with this one first. What's the quote?
Margaret Mead, the great sociologist, said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has."
And that's so true, right? Because any movement, any big changes have started, which we'll get into the other quote. But today is a combination of wingmen and in the arena, right? Him and Darren, particularly him, got pretty clobbered when we started this. But here's the thing: I've known Eric 25 years, you'd say, about.
It's near enough.
And Darren's up there. Stevie, how long we known Darren? About the same, right? Yeah. So
that's Steve Oliveri, everybody.
In the
off screen, he should be up here.
In the world, right? We develop friendships, and if we're lucky, we get wingmen and not yes men and powerful people. But both Eric and Darren are men of character, men of strength, men that I work with in my old life. Eric was my customer.
Now, would we say logistics?
Yeah.
Shipping?
Yeah, they're both from the transportation. He was a customer. He was
That's what we're gonna call it.
Sold on him. But when you find people of character and strength and integrity, but particularly if you work with them, right? Because those cracks will show up. So here I am going into this, and who in my life can handle our international? We had what did we have when I met you at the Hilton? One box with a sink plunger in it.
Yeah, one. I think it was wooden box because you actually slid it open.
Did we?
And what do you think of that?
Like a little casket.
Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Yeah, exactly. But I still remember where we were. But the thing was, from the beginning to today, was saving lives, right? And so I knew that he had the soul and the strength and the courage and certainly way more expertise in developing things than I did. So I approached him and I said, let's do this. And without the depth of character, integrity, and courage, they go, yeah, that's a great thing you got there. Oh, look at the time. You got a sink plunger in a box with a mask on.
Well, Eric, what were your thoughts?
No, I said
Cuckoo.
Yeah. I said when he opened it, unslid the box, it was kind of, whoa, what the heck's that? And he goes, yeah, but it's got this, it does that. And he went for the story about the choking in the hospital, and he said, this is going to save lives. So I said, yeah, I want to join you. And that was it.
That's all it took.
I think the British are too like that. Okay, either no or okay.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he said about saving lives, I thought, why not make something of your life yourself?
So all great ideas usually face resistance. What were some of the challenges that you encountered in the UK?
Jeez.
How much time do we have?
Well, it would not only time, it would take years.
Wow.
It took years.
Yeah.
Was it mostly regulation and government?
Everything.
Yeah.
It's just everything.
It was medical professionals. It was the government. It was the
Bureaucracy.
the health authority. And then
People-
that's without coming away from the people that are actually first aiders, the people that are, because you're coming into their arena saying, I've got something because your thing doesn't quite work.
It's a little difficult to kind of explain.
They're not going
that.
to take that, especially when it's their whole business, their livelihoods. And
Yeah. Did
But
you need
the-
to connect with, find the person
You don't know
that
the
would
story.
say yes?
You know the story.
I don't.
He was out for like how many years?
I wasn't allowed to sell in the UK for 7 years.
7 years. He hung in there for 7 years.
Wow.
Now wait, you were allowed to sell, but you had
I was
super duper impossible type restrictions.
I could only sell to medical professionals. And as we just said, the medical professionals.
Yeah. They're just trying
Really
to.
thrilled
They're
with
just
it.
trying to get by themselves.
So then we found, okay, what about care homes? Because, the 2 areas, under 5s, over 60s and things like that. So we thought care homes. And they actually took us on, which was good. And that's how we got a lot of our data. That's how we got our first
First
live
save.
First save.
Talk about
First
that.
save.
You know what? That was amazing.
Wait. What I
Oh.
want to know, and I don't even know. How'd you find out? Did Matt text you? Were we standing there?
I got the message that we would saved a life. And that was by, can't remember. It was by the
It
phone
wasn't
call.
Telegraph.
It was a
Pony Express.
it
was a
Carrier
pigeon.
carrier
It's a
pigeon.
little
Just
pigeon.
carrier
It's
pigeon.
just that my son wasn't working
He's
for
not that
LifeVac.
old.
He was. I mean, my son and my daughter was here. They were. Marie was a teacher. Matthew worked in a shop. He worked at. Well, you got Lidl here now, so I can say Lidl.
Yeah.
He didn't have it before, but he was a Lidl shop manager. So they were both doing it outside of their normal. So I got a phone call saying it, and it was like when my daughter was. When I found out my daughter was born, I run down the village high street of my small village, fishing village, punching air, jumping up. I went up the local pub and told everybody that. We all had drinks and we celebrated the life.
Okay,
Wow.
take it easy. When you,
Eric, did you have another baby? No.
No.
I sprained my ankle. Did you get a phone call? I got a text from Matt
Yeah, it was.
that said,
it's,
"Call me. We saved our first
Yeah,
life."
it-
I still have it on my
2016.
phone.
it's a phone call from Matt.
Was he freaking out?
Oh, he was over the moon. He was.
Did you cry? I cried.
Yeah, and I said it's just like having my first child.
Yeah.
And it's not quite like having the first child, but I do still celebrate.
She's staring at you. So
Every
you gotta.
Yeah, every single life we
Thanks,
save,
Dad.
every single life we save, it still affects me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And if we weren't still saving lives in the care homes in England, then I don't know if I would have carried on, but I might have carried on because I still believed in what we was
No,
doing.
that was necessary.
It was fine, and that kept me going and thinking, well, it works, and
Well,
we're proving it works.
It kept us all going because in the beginning you had the majority of the saves,
Mhm.
right? Because ours were more the public,
Mhm.
right? And then we started getting them, and now we get them. We have 2 today or 5 today. I don't know, but the interesting thing was, and I think for you too, you've been through a lot of pain. You lost your house, right? You took a. I mean,
I chose to give it up to start.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's a healthy way to look at
humble
it.
man. Dude.
I chose to give up my pensions to start the business.
So you don't make good life choices. Is that what you're pointing out?
I've made a great life choice,
Yes, you
and
did.
luckily now it's becoming. Yeah, we're saving lives, and guess what? I can actually not worry too much about the mortgage or anything like that every month.
But
The
here,
FU money.
check
Another
this,
chapter.
Yeah, but he did it without it, which is real courage.
Right.
He put everything in. But I just think of that moment and how even higher it was because of the faith, right? You're going on faith. Like you
Mhm.
believed in the product. You are
Believed
a
in-
tester up the wazoo, so you certainly were comfortable and confident it would work.
Mhm.
But faith is an interesting thing.
Mhm.
You have to have it long enough for it to be,
To work.
to kind of show up, right? And the courage to not give up
I remember
on
that.
your faith,
Yep.
right? And that's why I think for you it was almost and it was in your place. And Jackie made the save. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Jackie
The
Ricketts.
God wink.
I remember this. How long will we wait? As long as it takes. What if it takes
Yeah.
forever? Then that's
Wait
how long
forever.
we'll wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And
that he had
it's
a
good.
long.
So at what
stretch of
point did the rest of the UK become a part of your market? Because initially it was just care homes,
No, initially we was allowed to sell anywhere.
just to professionals. Not allowed to sell
We
anywhere.
was allowed to sell anywhere.
That's fair.
Then we saved a life, and then we wasn't allowed to sell anywhere.
Oh, wait.
So we
When
saved.
did I come over when I came over
You
twice?
came over.
so
Did
you
we-
have a nonsensical, at times, government
we've just-
regulation
We just
agency
proved,
too.
yeah, we've just proved it worked. And now you're saying, oh yeah, you've been able to sell it for the last 3 years, but now you can't because it works.
This you can't make
Head
this
knocker.
up, but
No.
this is true.
Well, I think you made up the name Jackie Ricketts. It's starting to sound like Oliver Twist. The first guy who made a save was Jackie Ricketts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my daughter's name's Jackie.
That's what I thought you were talking about. I'm like,
Yeah.
Jackie
No,
was there. I'm like,
no,
no, not Jackie
And
Ricketts.
she was from on my side of the first save. You know, she
Her
was
middle
standing
name's
in
not
front of me.
Ricketts, is it?
Yeah. No, I
We
think
may
she,
change it.
what did she want, Lee? She wanted Sarah, so she'd be Sarah Lee because that she's got that kind of humor.
That's not
what,
bad.
That's what she was lobbying for
Cake.
a middle name.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're not Chinese.
Take it easy, take it easy. Hey, Donna Chang. But that was quite a moment. It's fun to sit here and share that moment with you because we never really, you know, we're always going 100 million miles an hour trying to figure out
Yeah.
new stuff.
So,
The
Eric,
hardest-
how did it turn around from them taking away your ability to promote LifeVac?
well, once you prove it
to-
works, you need to get
but
shut
then
down.
they said at that point you shut it down. When did it come around
shut
and
me down.
become available?
Shut me down for 6 months altogether, so I couldn't sell anything anywhere.
Right, that's fair.
What was the reason behind that?
Yeah.
because
Because
said
it
so.
worked. No, because they're the
We need
guys-
more testing.
You that are watching that or just listening, you should have seen Pat's face. It looks like one of those emojis that goes,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
they're the regulatory body like your FDA, and they
That
just
makes sense then. Yeah.
By the way, you're listening to Eric Bannigan, Pat O'Rourke, Arthur Lee, CEO and inventor of LifeVac, and I'm Rick Thatcher in the arena talking about some really remarkable stumbling
About men in the area.
of a government.
Women.
But you're in the arena. But seriously, when did it turn around and you were able to promote and save more lives?
we were celebrating the 1,000 lives saved, and
In-
we was
in
all
Worldwide.
yeah, and
Mhm.
that's what we were celebrating. And once again, we got a message come through just while we were celebrating that. We got a message through. We've decided to allow you to trade fully
For
the
us.
in the UK.
Perfect.
Brilliant. So I went back, and that's when I was.
Isn't that crazy?
So I started my company really in 2023.
Really?
Wow.
Something like that.
After all the loss,
When I kind of started my company in 2012.
but he had to supply. How many did you give him? 900 before they when we doing the post-market clinical files, and then we kept giving it to him and
Oh,
say, "Is
kept
that
them.
enough? Is that
Yeah,
enough?
yeah.
Is that enough? Is that enough?"
Yeah.
They had
They had loads
Hundreds.
of things.
hundreds.
Where I'm talking about the the other regulatory, well, they're not regulatory, they're advisors, which is your American Heart Association.
Red
in
Cross.
in my situation, it was UK Resuscitation Council, European Resuscitation Council. They will just basically don't want to know, and they were basically
Are
saying
they
to-
pro respiratory though, right? They're pro
they're
respiration.
pro protocol. So they were saying
Pro
to the-
breathing.
So
Yeah.
they were going
Pro-life.
to the authorities and saying, no, that don't work. No, that won't happen.
Yeah.
No. And that was it.
You
And
can't make this up.
No.
I used to go to
Remarkable.
the government building office, which Arthur come to me once. And luckily one time I stood up because I got so fed up and was walking out. And he got hold of my arm like that. I thought, yeah, okay, I better calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
How many we wanted to wail on him,
yeah,
and it was almost like, is it worth it? Because I'm that bad.
but it was
They usually frown upon that if you start wailing on
Is
them.
that what happens?
Yeah.
Wailing. Oh, wailing on a guy. That's our world. That's the
Wailing.
80s.
But also, you're
Wailing
testing
guy.
out the wazoo. That is the post-market clinical trials, right?
The wazoo?
The wazoo. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The official notification is out of the wazoo.
It's amazing, these stories. It really is. As an outsider.
Yeah.
So from where
No one
from where
would
you
believe it.
came and all those trials and roadblocks,
yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
regulation, where do you see LifeVac going in the next 5 years in the UK?
in the in the next year. I'm looking.
Let's
at-
go the year.
I'm looking at saying that we've already kind of multiplied our business by 5, and we've also, whereas we were saving lives maybe once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months, it's now weekly.
For
That's
us, it's
awesome.
a
And
couple a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here,
No more
wait,
than a
you
couple.
gotta remember this as far as where is he going? How many countries that you know of under your geographic area?
Well, I don't know how many countries are in Africa because I can't count that many.
And they're changing all the time.
Yeah,
let's be
exactly.
honest.
It's weekly.
Yeah.
In Europe, I have to do the product in 28 different languages, and so there's more than 28 countries.
Yeah, but today didn't you do the saves per country, like
Yeah.
Spain do you have that?
So it's not just
over
UK.
there.
This is an education
We've
for
got one
us.
in Albania, one in Romania, Sweden.
It sounds like a song.
yeah.
Have
For
we-
all the
Get it
Anias.
over. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The only
Go
ones-
ahead.
So
Sorry.
no, it's been good.
How many in Ireland?
I think there's about 4 or 5 in Ireland, maybe more.
And
Who's
you-
second after you? Do you know? Spain?
Spain,
How many roughly?
about 12, 13.
Yeah.
Mm.
But see, that's cool on our side because we get them all, right? So we've had days, and Darren's coming on later where we'll be like, we had a save in Canada, we had a save in Spain, we had a save in the UK, we had a save in New Zealand. And then sometimes we do that post the International Save Day. Sometimes just me and you, the UK and USA.
I'm sure it's more in Ireland. They just don't like to report it.
Yeah.
You know the Irish.
Right about it.
Yeah.
They forget.
Exactly.
It's
Well,
mostly
still
Guinness.
alive. Okay.
The obstruction is mostly Guinness. Is that true?
But
No.
your name is actually
Fish and chips.
Irish. Is your family originally from Ireland? Or?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good boy. Okay, I can
Your
see
dad
that.
You
was
can,
from
you can
Ireland?
talk again now.
Yes.
Yeah, we almost had a
Eric
we
Bannigan. It's
almost-
a rock and roll name.
Yeah,
Irish.
it is a cool rock and roll name.
So, Eric, even tonight, we often talk about the numbers, live save, coming up on 5,000 worldwide. But as we talk about the statistics and then the family behind, are there any that, besides Jackie Ricketts, is saving that person in the assisted living facility, are there any that stand out as
That's
just
a cool question.
We have no, we haven't saved his. We didn't save his child's life, but I can't report that we have saved his other child's life twice, and his name's Oliver Steeper. So
Oh.
he is going out promoting and donating LifeVacs to nursery schools because his first son died in a nursery school while eating food. They weren't chopping up the food properly for the children, weren't overseeing them properly, and the child died. So he didn't want that to happen again. So he started up that whole charity
Unbelievable.
to do it. But he has saved his next child twice,
You see,
Wow.
with LifeVac, I didn't even know that
and we haven't reported it
because he's
Wow.
promoting
because he's
LifeVac.
doing
So
that.
We'll
I
get
just
in trouble.
I just don't want to do that because I don't want to put his charity in a position where they're
Oh,
thinking, oh, what's
sure.
going on there, which we went through right at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know these people. No,
Yeah.
we don't. We
Yeah,
don't
that
know
was really
3,000 people.
ridiculous.
wow?
But wait, just to give the proper due, to me, I post on those institutions hero. The guy lost his child,
Mhm.
and instead of carte blanche to do whatever you want, he rose up to try and make sure that doesn't happen to someone else. And
Mhm.
he's developed the team, you guys and him, but he's developed quite a following, quite an impact.
And we're actually starting to get a network where we hear from some schools in that region there. Then we will put them in touch with the association. Now that school up there, now the parent groups up there, now doing events and things to raise money for that charity down there so they can spread it. We have a convenience store called Spar, which I
Spar.
post. Yeah, SPAR.
It's like
We have
Speedway.
Varnish, we
Like
have Varnish,
Speedway.
like-
They're in Scotland, and they've decided they're going to donate to schools as well. So more and more kind of events are going on where actually the general public or businesses are saying, yeah, we need to
Yeah.
do that.
Well,
Yeah.
And we need, if the authorities aren't going to do it, then we're going to do it.
Well, that's the point about in the arena and why we're sitting there talking about you, working out of your basement units upstairs, and me with Singer in his basement, and I'm in Lenny's
Warner's closet.
garage. Yeah, it was a closet, right?
Well-
Was it in a closet?
It's a garage.
We're gonna do a whole.
You coming out of the
The only-
closet again?
well,
on the
I
early
gotta
years.
admit, working at an ice cream shop ain't that bad.
It's amazing to me
Especially
though,
in the
like
summer.
how much this mirrors our friend in New Jersey lost his son and started his
Yeah,
own
Maverick.
and does these fundraisers.
Yeah.
Like I'm hearing the same story again, but over in Europe.
Well, I think heroes have common hearts.
Yeah.
The bravery to take such a painful thing, Oliver, Maverick, Colton, to rise up. And I think it's me. When I heard of that child, I didn't want them to know what I know from my accident, right? And I think the 20-year gap from my accident to thinking about saving Jackie, that pain don't go away. right? And for these families, they don't want you to feel the way they did. That's me. I don't want you to know what I know. And to me, that's why they're heroes, right?
Wow.
And that's an amazing thing.
Really great stuff. We're talking with Eric Bannigan, along with Arthur Lee, Pat O'Rourke, myself, Rick Thatcher. We're going to be back with more. In fact, we're going to talk to Darren Brett from Canada.
International night.
International night
Arena.
In the arena. We'll be right back.
Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Daddy.
That was us over 10 years ago.
Now, LifeVac is responsible for saving over 4,000 lives from choking.
In the time it takes you to pick up the phone and call, another life could be saved.
The LifeVac saved my life in 1 to 2 seconds.
Protecting families has always been our mission. I'm sure you love your family like I love my daughter. Do us all a favor and get your own LifeVac now.
Go to lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac. Order now.
Hey, welcome back.
Studio
Yeah, well, yeah, quite a studio audience tonight. Welcome back in the arena.
It's like 5 times.
We've been talking to Arthur Lee, CEO, inventor of LifeVac, the North Star for us. And got Eric Bannigan from the UK. We joined, and we've been joined by Steve Oliveri, Director of Operations.
The great Steve
LifeVac.
Oliveri.
Mr. Wingman, they call him.
Well, you know what's interesting, Steve? I was thinking about this. He's in the book as my wingman. He's the beginning of LifeVac because he was who I was visiting in the hospital. And then I don't usually give you any form of compliments because that's
very true.
Let's do it now officially on the air.
We will officially give you. Steve is the conduit to Eric and to Darren.
Right.
And he's the conduit to me being here because throughout my life, I get us in messes and Steve figures it out. So when we had
Is that true, Steve?
That's a great job, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, you've done it for about 30 years now.
You're like a fixer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
like an Arthur fixer.
He's like kind of go home and tell your parents you kind of got into something and ask them if they can help you. Like, Steve, do you think you set up an international network for LifeVac with Eric? I gotta go. I got a big thing. But
then there was a time that you rolled on top of Mom.
Yeah, well, there's precedent to other
Took out Mom, yeah.
What's your friend doing on Mom?
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get to it's International Night here on In the Arena, and we're being joined by Darren Brett from the Great North West, Canada. There he is. Darren Brett, how are you tonight, sir?
Doing great, guys. Pleasure to be here. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, well, you know what? You had the cool post. You had 3 saves the other day, and you sent over the hat trick. I mean,
is it all hockey with these guys?
Well, we goof around with him about.
They try to play hockey. They attempt.
Yeah, we attempt to downplay their skills, but the Darren and like Eric was early on, also ridiculous, idiotic challenges. And Steve's a conduit, and we worked Darren shipping, how long ago? 20,
30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys go way back.
Being in Miami with him and was Dieter around then?
Darren, I saw a video of you with Arthur Lee and another colleague from Canada in the then Hall of Saves. As you look behind us, you see the new Hall of Saves with the raised roof and room to house and close to, and we're coming up on 5,000. So Darren, talk about how did you get in touch with Steve and Arthur?
Well, we go way back, as Arthur mentioned, obviously a lot of crazy times together, and a lot of great times. And back in the day, I think we were not too far behind Eric with the UK, but I think it's around 2014 that Steve first mentioned, Arthur's working on something. You got to take a look at this. And right away, I knew if Arthur's working on something, there's something big here coming down the pipe. I knew that. So he said, yeah, let me see it. Let's take a look. And we did that. We talked about it for a while. That was at the beginning, obviously, and things were moving a bit slow. Yeah. And I took a look at it. I came down there. We talked about it. Yeah, let's do this because this is going to be something that is going to be world changing. An opportunity to help people, help families, and who doesn't want to take part in something like that?
Well, see, the thing about the earlier speech about Eric's character and Darren's character, same thing. He's a family man. He's a father. He's honest. He shakes your hand. It's a deal. Eric's the same way. He would die before he would violate a deal. So when the opportunity to say, how do we save lives all over? Thought of Eric, thought of Darren. And, Steve and Darren are really good because I get in the mess. He figures it out. So they actually had to work together greater. Right?
I remember, Darren, when I sent it up the yellow plunger.
Yeah.
And you brought it into
a prototype.
Office. No,
it was the real deal.
Oh, it was a real one.
He comes, he goes, everyone in every country sends something to somebody. So I know he was part of the game already.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he would have done one, right? And then I said, Eric,
You
remember I
trusted
sent
Eric?
it up to you and I forgot. And then he calls me back like 5 days later. He's like,
What'd you send
that
me?
thing that Artie's got, I got some people that want to talk to you guys. And we did the Park Avenue meeting.
Yeah, we were big.
Yeah.
shots.
Wow, there was
big
no
shots.
follow-up. There's no. You just sent it.
I sent
Without-
it, forgot about
without
it,
a note.
and he's like, that thing that, I'm like, well, the LifeVac? Yeah. He's like, yeah.
But
I got, right? He had some people that wanted to talk to us, and we had this big meeting. It's like one of the first big meetings.
Yeah, we were big. We were in the city and everything.
We on the New York Post. No, it
Yeah.
was the New York Times is putting the article the next
Oh,
day.
right.
Yeah. Hey, Darren. Eric talked earlier about some of the pressure or
Early
roadblocks, the early struggles. Did you find the same in Canada?
Well, we didn't have as many struggles with compliance. Some struggles, but not quite on the level that Eric had. But lots of challenges. Obviously, any new product into the market, very difficult. For acceptance. Obviously, it took a long time, and until we started seeing the saves coming in, people started to change their attitudes and their opinion, and just a long struggle of many years. Obviously, with a lot of work. And before starting to see success, I always say that, surround yourself with smart people, successful people. That's key to any business venture. Obviously, speaking for myself, my partner, Richard Smith, who's not here tonight, but instrumental in getting this thing going as well in Canada with lots of expertise in the medical field. So with the two of us working at it 7 days a week, we're finding some success.
How large
why
is the
did
team?
you work hard? Well, loser.
Yeah.
Wait.
But
Here's
lot
the
hours.
time for your other quote. Read the other quote.
Here, you like Gandhi, right?
Sure.
Aaron? So here's the quote. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win.
Right? I mean, that was us.
That
right?
sounds
At
like
first,
the
they're
LifeVac
yeah,
family.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, I got it. I've been in the garage with glued together. Yeah, well, that's great. They ignored me. Then they laugh at you. That's hysterical. You really think you're going to do that? And we got all the early on the Jim Carrey stuff and all the jokes and all the ridiculous stuff. Then we had the little bit of battle, and now we win. But
and then there along the way there has to be some support that you get from people outside the LifeVac family. And can you remember anyone that went out of their way to say and believe in the mission, believe in the project?
Well, our families, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Our families are really believed in this and really helped us, and they still do, and friends as well. And again, surround yourself with good people. They will commit to assisting you. And along the way, you meet a lot of great people in this business, first responders, people that work in healthcare and organizations, charities. You meet some fantastic people, and that's one of the great things. Not to mention all those amazing parents that you meet that have saved their children and maybe saved family members. To meet those people is just incredible.
Now, Darren, you've met a couple of saves right now.
Yes, I'd like to meet more with obviously with Canada, quite a large geography and a long distance. We don't meet as many as I would like, of course, but I have met some. I talked to many, at least on telephone calls, at least, and it's always so emotional. It's just it's hard to describe.
I remember meeting everyone I've ever saved that I had the blessing to meet. Do you remember? Give me your first one. What was it like? Who, you don't have to say the name, but what were the circumstances?
The first one, we had a 4-year-old saved that I believe was choking on a piece of plastic, actually.
Known.
Yeah, and I believe that was back in 2019, and very slow start on the saves, but now it's just exponential. Obviously, it's just going up every single year, and to be able to talk to these people is these people are the real heroes. We are lucky enough to be able to support them.
Yeah, and you didn't start in this. You didn't have the same constraints on a particular market, retirement homes, assisted living.
No, but they had, there's. We'll leave it
I'm
as
sure.
Struggles to
Regular
provide all this
bumps in
crap.
the road. Yeah.
Did you, Darren? Did you
Naysayers.
work out of your house in the beginning?
Yes, we did, certainly. Like yourself, and like all the biggest companies, Amazon, Google, they all did the same thing. So
Now, did you fulfill orders out of your garage? Is that because we had Singer to use his garage? I worked out of Lenny's ice cream shop. You did it out of your house.
I did it at my house. Yeah.
Yeah. I had my garage completely full of LifeVac right to the ceiling. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
We have a universal connection of all operating out of our homes.
Yeah.
That's how the big organizations get going. Huh?
Well, you hear about Steve Jobs, the same thing. Bill
We
Gates,
were
same
global
thing.
garage guys, man.
Yes.
We had garages in
Across the world.
Canada. We had garages in the UK. We had garages in Wisconsin. But look at today. We were talking and reviewing, the global picture and the whole of saves and all these stories of all of us in our garages taping boxes. And now we're coming up on 5,000 lives saved. Crazy.
Yeah.
But it's all heart, Darren. I knew you had the heart, right? And you knew that you went into it saying, like Eric, I want to save lives. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always a challenge, obviously. But, we're coming up on some big milestones now. We just hit. We had a 4-year-old save today. And,
my God! Yay!
Hey now.
So we're at 195. So coming up on 200. Very exciting for us.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And correct me if I'm wrong. We incorporate numbers that come from the UK and the rest of the
Oh,
world.
they're
and
all
Canada.
They're all part of it. That's why he had kind of rattle off saves in Spain and blah blah blah. Wherever, because
31 different countries.
It's on my phone, but I haven't got my phone to go.
Yeah, it's offset.
31 countries.
So Darren, what did you say? 190.
Yeah, we're at 195 right now since we started, and the 200 is coming up very quickly. We've been saving people every week for the last month and a half, which is so it's certainly building, and it's fantastic to see after all the work of trying to get the LifeVac device out there in the hands of more people. And
I have short-term memory issues, but did you talk about the first save and how did that change things?
How did you get notified, and what was your first save like?
Yeah, we got a call actually, and it was absolutely amazing because up until that point, we had gotten calls from people that had tragedies, which is always a very difficult call, obviously, and then we get that call, and that's everybody was just jumping around, so happy, and
Eric was running down to the pub.
Well, Darren, priorities.
Did you get the call?
Yes, correct.
You answered the phone.
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you bawl?
I did. I talked to. I'm lucky because I got to talk to most of the people that contact us. I usually talk to most of them. That's part of my job, and that is the best part of anybody's job that they can have.
Yeah.
Do you have a similar Life Save report form where it goes through the details and you hear the description and where did you hear about it? All that.
Yeah, we have the full descriptions on each save. I usually try to contact people. I mean, you can't reach everybody.
Right.
Obviously, people are busy, but I do contact most people and try to get a feeling for what they went through and how amazing it is. And when we get the photographs, especially with the children that have been saved, it is just it's a real morale booster because you just want to keep going and get more of these photos for that all the saves.
Yeah.
That's
do you
awesome.
when you got the call, like where were you? Do you remember? I know exactly. I was standing in my kitchen. Jackie was in front of me.
Yeah, no, I was in my basement working on LifeVac.
And what year was that?
That was 2019.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So cool.
So 3 years.
I love hearing these stories. I don't even care if we had a show. We should do this and just find stuff out. And if people want to listen or watch, great. Because that's
been
so
our motto.
Cool.
We're the fastest growing podcast / radio show in the country.
Yeah.
Wow. As measured by
But that's because
my house.
do cool stuff. Is that measured in your house, in the basement or the garage?
Yes, statistics. Yes, garage.
I was in Darren's operation. Actually, was a guest on the first we launched Canada and I went up for the first trade show, remember?
Right.
And we didn't know what was going to happen. And it was just like, right. I mean, he was sitting there and all of a sudden the lines were like backed up.
Really?
Remember that? We were
Yeah.
like, we can't even handle it.
Wow.
So I'm saying, wow, this is going to be a good market. You just don't know what you're going to, life's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
Did you go to his garage?
There you go again.
No, man, I was a guest in his basement, and I slept in the operation down there in the basement. Very nice. Get a professional pool table.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, so when they saved their 200, we could have the party in Darren's basement.
We could, yeah. I used to send trucks to his garage.
You know what? Time for a quick break. We're going to be back more with International Night in the Arena after this message.
She started to choke on a piece of candy.
She wasn't breathing.
Then Ray reached for the LifeVac and it saved her.
She could have easily died that day. A LifeVac saved her life. What I would say is don't need a LifeVac and not have it. Have a LifeVac and hopefully never need it.
Recently, the American Red Cross has added anti-choking devices as an option when standard protocol fails or is not feasible.
Go to lifevac.net or call 877-543-3822.
And we are back in the arena. It's International Night on In the Arena. We're talking with Eric Bannigan, Steve Oliveri, home team.
Yes.
Arthur Lee, CEO, inventor, and Darren Brett from LifeVac Canada. And we were talking before about, the early years, right? And what I wanted to turn and talk to Eric about is, not Eric, I'm sorry, Darren.
No.
Get my story straight.
Your country.
About yes, I got to get the
country
continent
straight.
Yeah. So looking ahead, we talked about the early years and the monumental saves, but what's your vision now? You said 2019 was the first save, and now coming out, what does the future look like for LifeVac Canada?
Well, I think it looks very positive. We've made a lot of inroads into a lot of major industries and associations in Canada. That's going to continue. It's a long process. Hopefully, we'll have success at a higher government level eventually. Mm-hmm. Very, very long process, a lot of red tape and time consuming.
There seems to be a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a global phenomenon.
But Darren started from the basement, got his first building. Now you get your second building, get your new facility, expanding.
That's amazing, Darren.
And how big is the team, Darren?
We've got 10 people now, and the new facility is great. So this is my office, the new facility right now, actually, I'm talking to you from. Yeah. And we have a lot more space that we can do bigger projects now and jump into some different opportunities. And we hope that's going to catapult us forward.
I can't imagine the coincidence, if it is one, that the quote behind "past your left shoulder" is the man in the arena.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's a great quote, and it's a mantra. And I wanted to get it from my office because it's something I like to read every day.
I had that on my office in air freight. I've had it on my office my whole life. Did you have it back in the freight days too?
No, I did not. I have to admit, I was in sales mainly, as you remember, so a lot of traveling.
I'd like to think that Darren got that quote after watching our show.
Yeah, well, the whole world has basically changed from watching
fastest growing podcast.
Especially now that Eric and Darren are on.
The more I learn, just about everyone has a podcast.
Really?
Yeah. We have more
podcasts
than we do lawyers.
One.
Yes, you can't always be the fastest growing podcast. Yep. My family tells me. But Darren, anything exciting coming up in the near future?
Well, we're working with trying to work with more and more charities. We do have a very special charity I wanted to mention that I sent you a link on this one, Rick. But there's a hospital in Toronto, in Canada, called Sick Kids, which is well-known global hospital, one of the best. And we have a family that went through a terrible tragedy. They lost their 2-year-old daughter to choking, and as we've talked about tonight, with many of these families, they're complete heroes, and they have a charity started for their daughter, and they are raising money for that hospital that did treat their daughter. Unfortunately, they couldn't save her, and we work with them to raise money help this hospital save more children. It's a very special relationship, and to talk to these people and gain strength from their strength.
Yeah. Darren, what's the name of that? Because we can't, mostly audio driven.
Right. So the name of the charity is Roars for Sophie. Roars for Sophie. And you can Google it. You can find it. And they raise funds for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. Fantastic family, amazing people and extended family. And they're taking a tragedy and doing so much to help other people.
And well, you think about everyone involved has been a soulful person, a good person, a caring person. We all took it on to save lives. Mm-hmm. And now we attract these other heroes, mm-hmm. right? And we embrace them because we get it, right? Mm-hmm. We were beat up. We started with nothing. We persevered. And now the secondary gift is seeing other heroes and being able to, work with them and support them. And like you said, we gain strength from them too. Mm-hmm. Amazing. It's a snowball effect of doing the right thing and being a good person and trying to make a good difference.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we can only hope that we'll meet more of those people that want to drive LifeVac forward, not through tragedy, obviously, but people awareness is what brings people into getting LifeVac into more schools, obviously, and more public places.
Sounds like what we strive for in the U.S.
Yeah, well, we'll get there.
Similar. How do you wrap your hands around coming up on 5,000 from where LifeVac came in Canada, where it came in the UK and in the United States and across the world, to approach 5,000, the same number, oddly, that we lose each year to accidental.
Yeah, we're going to pass that now.
Yeah. So. It's fantastic. How does that sink in? Does it sink in? Or is it surreal?
I knew it would happen. I had no doubt from day one, but it's still I haven't been to the Hall of Save since it's been raised up, and I'm looking forward to getting down there because it's always so emotional, and it's hard to describe really when you walk in there.
How'd you feel today when you see it with the roof raised?
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
Really, when it was just that single level, then it was amazing enough with all the dividers in there. But when you walked in, mate, it's my daughter's first time in there, and when you walked in there, it's just
doesn't it feel a little cathedral-ish?
It is. Like, it really is. You need to. You just take a silent breath and then just look at. Yeah. Then it makes you go and read every single.
Yeah, you definitely do. Darren, I can't wait for you to see it again. It's always great to see you anyway, and we laugh and we go to the car shop, but we also know that moment of walking in there brings it all back really fast to the impact that a bunch of freight guys and a bunch of friends can change the world. And we are changing the world, and it's a small group of determined people changing the world.
Yeah, it's amazing, and appreciate the opportunity to do so, and I look forward to getting back there to see you guys in person.
Yeah, me too, brother.
Yeah, Darren, give that website again. Roar, like ROARS?
Yes, Roars for Sophie.
Roars for Sophie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you say it all the time about these families, Oliver Steeper and Colson's crew and Maverick's Legacy. I'm leaving some out. Owe Hockenberry. They're heroes because they take the most tragic part of their lives. Maybe, hopefully, that's the worst. That's the thing they ever
pain and persevere so others don't feel it.
Yeah.
Zero.
Amazing.
Easy word.
Well, Darren, we're going to tell you to keep going.
Thanks, Hoser.
I know you will. We thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you along the way.
Hockey reference.
We'll see you
Good luck with the hockey, Darren. All right.
Yeah.
You want some pointers? Call us.
Yeah. Hockey's our game, just so you know, pal.
Yeah, just bring it on. We're ready.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
That's always
so great. In the arena with Darren Brett of
Yeah.
Canada. We continue on. I'm Rick Thatcher along with Arthur Lee, Steve Oliveri, and Eric Bannigan from LifeVac UK. And it's such a great honor for us to it's only a couple of days that you're going to be over here in the States. And we could connect. As I said earlier, we could connect over the internet, but you insisted.
But he took the private jet and shot over the pond.
Yeah, because I was invited, so why not?
No, but we had great meetings, and it was really eye-opening on the global presence of LifeVac. And, for this show in the arena, Today we talked about a bunch of Frank guys working out of the garage, and Eric's here because we need to better grow our global empire and saving lives in 49 countries.
Yeah.
Ice cream
49
shop,
now.
air freight, whatever. Donna's probably going to help me, but I guess.
Yeah, Donna Yazoo, we have to
It's
mention
about
each
that.
show does an amazing job with the information.
And will
that she
yell at
collects,
us when I say
and
the
will
wrong
correct
thing.
us in a stern but lovable way
Yeah, we're dead.
on
We're
when we
dead.
get things wrong. We love you, Donna.
We do. We do.
So you know what's coming up after the next break?
Mr. 3000.
Mr. 3000 Ray Preby. We hear from him every week, and we're going to hear from him.
I love that segment.
Very soon. After this break, stay with us in the arena. More after this.
Ben Carson here with a potentially life-saving message. I may be a retired neurosurgeon, but trying to help save lives is something I'll never stop doing. Every year, this world loses around 5,000 lives that could have been saved from choking accidents. That's why I've partnered with LifeVac, a company based right here in the USA. It's simple to use, can be used on adults and children, plus it's guaranteed for life. Most importantly, if you ever have to use it in an emergency, they replace it for free. Join me on my mission to ensure every home, business, restaurant, and school in this country has a LifeVac. Go to the lifevac.net and order your very own life-saving device today. Thank you.